So the question is, can an old school guy make money in the new economy? Is YouTube just for kids and Mr. Beast and people with cat videos? A few years back, I got into YouTube and I decided, yeah, I really like it. I like making videos, I like editing, and I just find it relaxing. It's cheap entertainment. If that's all it ever ends up being, that's fine. But there is that potential that you can get monetized. So while I don't think I'm necessarily ever going to make big money, and that's really not the objective, it was more of, you know, I'm at this age now where I'm finding it hard to go out and get a job because, well, people just kind of look at me like, well, you're going to retire right away, or you know, you're done. You're not new. You're not a hustler. You're not this. You're that. And so I feel like I kind of need the side hustle. So how this fits in with me is, well, as I'm starting over, I realize that all these jobs that you look at that might have some certainty, um, they're not wanting me as much, or at least that's how I feel. So if I lose a job or I can't get a job, what's the best way to remedy that? Well, it's to do my own thing. And having a side hustle on YouTube kind of has that potential to make some money, whether it's $150 a month or $1,000 a month. I don't know yet, but I think it's worth trying. But like I said, it's really free, cheap entertainment. Um, so for myself, what else would I do in my spare time? All right, so here's what actually makes it interesting is you could take this hobby and turn it into a business. But I've also started learning about cameras, videos, um, how to take better pictures. Now, you're probably going to say this isn't that good of a video, but that's probably not the best video you're ever going to see. But I understand different things about lighting now, and I understand different things about how to set up a camera. I understand different things about how to edit, different things about sound. And when I'm creating videos, I'm always trying to keep little things in mind and improve them based on what I can afford with my equipment, my camera, my speakers, and whatever lighting that's available. I try and keep all these little things in mind, and this is stuff I've learned along the way. So even though it might look like my video is really basic, there's still a lot of things that I've added onto it. It's gone a long ways from just being, that simple, hey, I'm just talking to my phone. So the great thing about a side hustle is almost everything is done online now. So I've got multiple ideas for side hustles. So YouTube being one of them, obviously, and teaching that's online. So if I teach English, I can go to a school in a different country and work there as a job, but they don't need me. I can go somewhere else. Great. But what if I can't find anywhere else to go to? Well, I can teach online. And that's something that I look at as it's got multiple opportunities and it's got multiple layers as far as like going into a school. I can set up my own thing and have a website where I can draw people in, where I can go to these sites where they allow you to put out your little hat and say, hey, I'm a teacher. Do you want lessons? And all these different side hustles um, can actually keep you, above water. Keep your head above water, and allow you to, not be, I guess, really limited by what kind of income you can have. So with technology, at 55 years old, I really can say I feel like for an average person, I'm right on that that level where I was kind of just outside of it. Whereas even my brother, who was 2 years behind me in school, was far more into computers and technology than I was. And that may just be personalities, but it was also timing. I don't really feel like I had that introduction to computers that he did, and what he learned and what he did 2 years later was seemingly quite a bit further along. Now, that wasn't really my whole process. But going forward, I kind of got into computers, and I guess my brother was kind of that driving agent who was always had this interest around it. So it kind of piqued my interest in the usage sense. Like, how can I use this? And so I've always wanted technology to improve. I wanted cell phones, I wanted computers, I wanted tablets. All these things kind of seemed like they were good to add. But all of a sudden, about 5 years ago, it seemed like the technology just kept getting more and more faster and faster. And is it possible for somebody in their 50s to keep up with all the new technology? Well, the way I look at it is I'm not trying to keep up with everything. I'm just trying to use the stuff that's relevant to me. So when I'm uploading and downloading videos, well, that part is easy. If I need a specific thing I need to use, I look that up. And looking up information now is easier than ever. You can Google it, you can chat GPT, you can find multitudes of ways to improve yourself in a certain area that pertains to, in my case, making videos, or specifically using a camera, or editing, or anything to do with editing in that case. So if you're wanting to start a new project or a side hustle, it's really not that far off to say, I can find that information on the web. Do they even say the web anymore? So I guess really you can judge, is my side hustle going to go anywhere or is it not? So first of all, click subscribe and like so you can follow along. And that's the little buttons down below. Just kidding. And, let me know. Make a comment, leave a comment in the comment section about, what you think about doing side hustles at 50 plus. Is it worth your time? Is it not worth your time? For me, it's cheap entertainment. It's got potential to go further, and I enjoy it. So, totally worth it. All right, catch you in the next video. Thanks for joining me.